we've also talked a lot about the Constitution. And I think it's a case of, regardless of where these powers lie, we need to see pretty big changes in the way that we're doing things. But we can't all the heavy lifting on international development to be done by one department and one minister. It needs to be beyond that. We need to be brave enough to be transparent in our decision making and honest to say when we're doing things well, and give ourselves a pat on the back when we're doing things badly. And that's where policy coherence is at the heart of where we should be going in building a more just world.
It's definitely over 30 seconds. We always went over duration. Always Lorna.
I think that, again, regardless of where the power lies, we need to put poverty coherence right at the centre of Scotland's external policy. And it needs to be based on a clear set of values. As someone said, it needs to be in the DNA of whatever the constitutional arrangements are after September.
Hold on, that's much better. We said 30 seconds on timing.
The basic argument is that, I believe that nobody is better placed to make decisions about Scotland or for Scotland than those who live in Scotland. That doesn't matter if you're English Scot, Irish Scot, Pakistani Scot, or whatever Scot you choose to be. I believe that actually if we want to affect policy here domestically, but also overseas, then we should have not some of the powers to just tinker, not just to make changes at the fringes, but to make real change, not just for us, but for the poorest people in the world. I don't think that's going to happen. I can't see it happening. That fundamental change I want to see just by changing the Westminster government from blue to red. I think we have to take control of the power here, so that we can make decisions, as we are doing, but with the full levers of social and economic powers for ourselves.
Okay, Jim?
I want to change the world. Why get involved in politics? And it's a judgment about what's the best way to change the world. Is it a constitutional settlement here in Scotland, or is it being part of something much bigger with a different government that can have the right values? And this idea that power in our hands and all that sort of stuff. When Gordon Brown was Prime Minister, the SNP still believed that it wasn't power in our hands. Now, no one could ever suggest that Gordon's anything other than Scottish. He had power in Scots hands and a Scottish accent on the phone to world leaders across the world. The SNP believe in independence regardless of who is in power. I want to change the world. When I was in the Philippines, I saw the British aircraft carrier delivering aid to people who were struck by that terrible typhoon. When I was in Syria, I saw British aid charities and international development saving people's lives. I want to change the world for the greatest number of people, the greatest impact and effect. And being part of the United Kingdom helps us do that, because we save the lives together. We save the lives of people that we've never met, whose names we'll never know, but whose futures we guarantee. And we did that together because we increased the DFID budget as a matter of political will from 2 billion to over 10 billion. And despite the Daily Mail, and despite UKIP, we're going to stick with that and change people's lives.